The elevator stopped. The doors slid open, and Lena Moretti realized whatever stood inside was wearing the shape of a man. But it wasn't human. If you've been following Lena's story from the beginning, this is where it ends. The final ride. The last case file. Stay with me until the very last second, because this isn't just another story about a missing person. This is the story of what happens when the doors open, and the figure inside isn't supposed to exist. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because sometimes the scariest stories aren't made up. Sometimes they're waiting in the places you step into every day, like an elevator. Lena's return. By all accounts, Lena Moretti's story should have ended 3 nights ago. Investigators believed it. Her family prayed for it. The city whispered about it in shadows. But stories like hers never end neatly. When she came back, something wasn't right. Her coworkers described her as present but hollow. Her eyes didn't blink often enough. Her smile felt borrowed, like a mask. And when she walked into a room, the air seemed to grow colder. Her neighbor swore she saw Lena outside her apartment door at 3:12 a.m., just standing there, watching. Security cameras caught her riding the elevator again and again, sometimes pressing 12, only for the panel to read 13, sometimes pressing ground, only for it to flicker to 0, and sometimes, when the doors opened, the hallway wasn't the one anyone recognized. For everyone else, the elevator was broken. For Lena, it was working exactly as intended. The first testimony, Andrew Perez, Lena's coworker, told investigators. She wasn't Lena anymore. She looked like her, sounded like her, but when she laughed, it felt like she was trying it on, like a costume. One night, Andrew saw her standing by the elevator long past midnight. He swore she whispered something before the doors opened. He didn't catch the words, but the elevator answered. Not with a ding, not with movement, but with a smile. That's how he described it. The steel doors, the flickering lights, they bent just enough that, for 1 second, it looked like the building itself was grinning back at her. The security footage. Management reviewed hours of corrupted tapes. Static, flickers, missing chunks. But 3 clips survived. Clip 1. Lena enters at 2:04 a.m. Doors close. They don't open again until 3:19 a.m. She steps out as if nothing happened. A clip 2. Numbers on the panel flicker wildly. 4, 9, 12, 13, then back to 1. The elevator shakes violently but never moves. Clip 3. Lena looks directly at the camera. Behind her reflection, a second figure appears. Tall, thin, perfectly still. And then the clip tears apart. The strange part? That figure was never seen entering. A history of vanishings. This wasn't the first time. 1999. A tenant vanished mid-ride. Doors opened. She was gone. A 2007. A delivery man disappeared. The package remained. He didn't. Whispers spread about a cursed elevator. About a door between places. One old worker explained it best. Every building has a shadow. Sometimes the elevator finds it. And when it does, you might meet the man between floors. The change in Lena. Her sister described her voice as delayed. Her responses too careful, as though she was translating thoughts from somewhere else. When confronted, Lena tilted her head and said, "Maybe I'm not her," then smiled with teeth that seemed just a little too sharp. Her landlord noticed the strangest part. The elevator came for her. She never pressed the button. It opened on its own. Every time. The final ride. On a quiet Tuesday night, residents reported the elevator dinging endlessly, stopping on empty floors, opening into silence. Some swore the mechanical chime had lowered in pitch, as though the building itself was speaking. At 2:47 a.m., Lena entered the lobby. No purse, no shoes, just waiting. The guard, Miguel Sanchez, said she looked ready. Like this was what she had been waiting for all along. The elevator arrived. The doors opened, and Miguel swore the inside wasn't a room at all, but a tunnel that stretched too far. Shapes shifted at the far end. Lena stepped inside. The doors closed, and she was gone. The footage of her disappearance. The tape from that night shows 2:47 and 12 seconds a.m. Lena enters. 2:47 and 20 seconds a.m. Floor indicator skips. 2, 3, 7, 11, 0. 2:47 and 28 seconds a.m. A second figure appears. Too tall, too thin, head bent low. 2:47 and 31 seconds a.m. Lena tilts her head, lips moving, no sound. 2:47 and 35 seconds a.m. The figure leans closer. 2:47 and 36 seconds a.m. Static. When the feed returns, the elevator is empty. Just the sound of breathing. Witness reports. That same night, a man on the 10th floor heard knocking. No one was there, only the faint glow of the elevator. A woman on the 8th floor heard many voices through her vent, whispering the same phrase. Between floors. Between floors. The last message. From Lena's phone came her last voicemail. Breathing. Elevator hum. Then her shaky voice. Don't take the elevator. Please, don't. Static cut her off. But in the distortion, another voice whispered one word. Stay. The entity. The man between floors. Witnesses described him the same way. Too tall. Too thin. Head tilted at an impossible angle. Eyes wide. Black, like the shaft itself. Reflection never moved with him. And sometimes he smiled, but never at them. Always at Lena. Paranormal researchers called him the man between floors. Not ghost, not demon, something older. Something that waits in the void between places. The negative space in architecture. The pause where elevators hang suspended. And Lena, she had stepped fully into his world. Theories. The cult ritual. Lena triggered an urban legend elevator game, but didn't come back alone. A cosmic entity. A being older than cities using elevators as thresholds. A human disguise. That Lena wasn't Lena at all, but his reflection wearing her face. Evidence and audio. Technicians studied her final voicemail. The static wasn't random. It was whispers. Dozens, maybe hundreds, all chanting, "We are between." And beneath it, the same distorted male voice. "She's here now." The condemned building. The city shut it down. Chains across the doors. Walls sealed. Demolition ordered. But at night, people still heard it. The ding. The hum of cables. The sound of a ride beginning. Even though no one was inside. The final footage. One last tape surfaced. The lobby. 3:11 a.m. The elevator doors open. The figure steps out. Lena's shape, but wrong. Jerky. Disjointed. Puppet-like. And her face? Not complete. Too smooth. Too wide-eyed. She looks into the camera. Smiles. Not at us, but at something behind us. For one single frame, the tall man appears behind her. The feed cuts. Demolition. The building fell, but the elevator shaft refused to collapse. Workers filled it with concrete. Still, residents nearby swore they heard it. Ding, ding, ding. In the dark. The final theory. Some say Lena wasn't taken. She was chosen. She became the man between floors' reflection. Human enough to walk among us. Hollow enough to carry him back. And now, every elevator ride could be hers. Every door that opens could reveal her wide smile. Her two bright eyes. Whispering one word. Stay. Closing case file. The last line in her official case file reads, "The elevators keep running. And we don't know who's inside anymore." Final narration. Call to action. They never found Lena Moretti's body. They never proved what happened in that elevator. But if you ride late at night, if the doors open and the man inside looks human but doesn't feel human, don't step in. Don't look too long. Because once you see him, he's already seen you. And he doesn't like to ride alone. If you followed all 5 episodes of Lena Moretti's story, thank you. You've walked with her from floor 13 to the very last ride. But tell me this, do you think she was taken? Or do you think she became one of them? Drop your theory in the comments. And remember, next time the elevator doors open, are you sure you want to step inside?